Hi, welcome to this reading. Thank you for being here. My name is Cynthia, and I'm just here to do a general collective message. I'm still kind of disappointed that my live stream had such a spotty signal, but I'm trying to get over that. I keep seeing it's getting views, and so then it's like, oh my gosh, people are going to think that this is my work. But I think most people probably know that trying to do live streams on YouTube, sometimes they just don't, the signal's not strong enough. I see it enough on other channels, so I don't know why I'm holding myself to a different standard, so I'll try to let that go, I guess. But anyways, if you're new, my name is Cynthia. Thank you for subscribing and liking my content. Really, thank you for watching. I appreciate that you could be anywhere and you're here on YouTube watching this video, so thank you. I had a couple themes come through. I wasn't necessarily sure if anything was going to come through, and then a couple things did. So the first thing is yesterday when I was on my walk, there were, hold on a minute. That's my bird with his jingle ball, and it's going to be really distracting. Let me take care of that real quick. Okay, sorry, now I feel like an asshole. My poor bird. He's got to be following the whims of me and when I want to do a reading. That's one of the disadvantages of living in such a tiny space. So yesterday it was two songs that came through, and they're the first one was from LL Cool J. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. So, and for whatever reason, this is going to have meaning for someone. It definitely had meaning for me, but this song, that song, and then the next one, which is White Wedding by Billy Idol, those were the two songs that came through back to back. For what it's worth, both of those songs are songs that I think of my brother. My brother loved both of those songs, and my brother actually, particularly when he wants to let me know that he's with me, often the White Wedding comes on by Billy Idol. But he also loved LL Cool J and that song in particular. And so someone's brother might be trying to, I don't know, someone's brother might be in play here. But there's also a little bit of, I don't know, just being puffed up or something, I don't know what it is. That might have meaning for someone. There was some other meaning about those two songs coming out that I had before I sat down to do this, and now I can't remember what it was. It wasn't just that my brother and the association with my brother. It was something else. Like making a comeback, which I know in the song he says don't call it a comeback, but that's what it was. There was something about feeling like you're making a comeback from being forced into a situation that you didn't want to be in. That's what it was. Thank you, Spirit. I'm sorry that I couldn't place it right away. So anyways, there's something to do with that for someone. And then the other thing was this morning, out of nowhere, are lyrics to a song from a musical called Bye Bye Birdie, which is an old musical from the 50s. It's loosely based on Elvis, when Elvis got drafted into the military. And I know it because we sang a lot of songs from that in a Broadway review when I was in high school. We did a lot of musical performances in that class, and then all throughout my years in jazz choir and regular concert choir. And so that's how I know Bye Bye Birdie. It was from us performing a few songs from that musical. And the one that was coming through it's a song called Telephone, I think, where people are on the phone gossiping, right? Like, and there's even a game named after that. Like, you say it and then you pass it down the telephone line, and then at the end it's not even close necessarily to what the person first said, like rumors and gossip. And that song is called, it's called Telephone. And the lyrics are, what's the story, morning glory? What's the word, hummingbird? And so there's something about gossip. And birds in the Lenormand deck is a card that symbolizes gossip. And it's interesting that they chose a bird. I don't know. I'm overanalyzing it, I'm sure. But gossip is in play here as well as someone kind of making a comeback possibly, or breaking out of a situation that they felt forced into, like a shotgun wedding or whatever, right? So I want to just pull from the Lenormand and we'll see what's the theme here. What does this mean? What's wanting to come through about those messages? Since the image was the birds card and gossip, I decided I would choose Lenormand to start us off here. I hope you're doing well out there. I hope you're managing in these crazy times. It's been really nuts. Oh, that's the other thing that came through. Someone's going through a process of letting go of an old path, but it's been very difficult to let go of this old path because it's a path that you've been on for maybe decades. Okay, so it's like choosing a different timeline in your life, or choosing to step on a different path entirely, and the difficulty that comes with that. My personal example in the recent past has been letting go of being an activist in the streets, like doing street actions against ICE. Those are things that I used to do and actually look forward to doing and enjoy being in the streets, fighting, using my fight or flight response for good, right? To like get out there and be like, you're not going to fucking terrorize our communities. But I can't do that work anymore. And it's been really hard for me to face that and move into something with less glory, right? That's something maybe more behind the scenes. It's been super hard, and it's come with a lot of anxiety. Like every time I want to be in the street, I start thinking, fuck it, I'm just going to go. I'm going to get back out there. And then all this anxiety comes in and I can't do it. And there's something about, like, because that anxiety's been so strong, there have been so many points where I'm like, well, maybe this is wrong. Maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. But the more I try to make the permanent change and let go of that old path in my life, the better I feel, and the more optimistic and hopeful and opened up to my future I feel. So there's something about that too, that someone needs to know that the change you're making, the reason it feels so difficult is because it was such a well-worn pathway in your brain where your thoughts just keep bringing you back to that same pathway. It's hard to build a new pathway in our brain of a new focus or a new way or whatever. That's why it's so difficult right now. But that's also why people are so amazing, is that we can make a change like that. Even after decades of being down this one pathway, our brain, after we've really exercised and worked and focused our attention towards our intentions of, I want to create this new pathway, this old life is not for me anymore. Each time I try to default back into that old pathway, I'm going to catch it as soon as I can, get back on track towards the path that I want. That's not an easy process, but we can do it. That's what's amazing about our brains, is that we can build a new pathway. And pretty soon, the more use it has, the easier it is, right? So anyways, that was also another message. Sorry, now let's get into the cards. What has this been about for someone? What has this been about? That might be why it feels like LL is appropriate, right? Like you're feeling strong again now that you're starting to come through the other side of this change. That's how I feel. It's finally starting to feel positive, that I'm making that change instead of stressful and anxiety inducing, because it opens me up to all kinds of new possibilities, right? Just really exciting and optimistic. But I had to kind of fight to get here. So there's something to that. That doesn't mean I don't still do work. I've just had to figure out a different kind of work that's not putting my body in the street. Gossip right there. There it is. It came right out. I love it. I love cards. Okay, so someone has tried to block your fortune and your new home, or your home life, a joyful home life in general, through slander. It's a snake. They've been trying to prevent you from having this new start or new beginning. But what's important to see is that the new beginning is here. They haven't stopped it, okay? Yeah. And it's made you stronger and wiser and put you more in alignment with where you're supposed to be and the community you're supposed to be with and the people that you're supposed to be working with on this new path. You're right on track here. But this person worked very hard to keep you from getting onto this new path, and in fact was using the power of gossip and telephone to try to slander you. That's what it is. That's what it is. Now we're going to pull Kipper. What was the slander? What was the slander that they were creating? How were they using gossip and slander? What was it? What were they trying to... It was something that was meant to block your fortune, block your path and your good fortune, right? It was meant to harm you, create a bunch of bad luck for you. Either have you lose your home or impact it, have an unhappy home life, right? Like just coming at you from all sides, creating blocks to your happiness. What was the slander, or what was the topic of discussion here that they were using against you? False information, false statements, we've got that. That's the slander that was present. It might have been in writing. They might have been doing something in writing, which isn't very smart, right? That wouldn't have been very smart to do if they don't want to be sued later for some kind of libel or something, right? Or to end up looking badly themselves. They were saying that you were practicing magic on people, possibly. This is textbook, whatever it was, whatever rumors they were using, at least among their community, it would have been a textbook thing to say, like something that would really hurt you, something that would really make you look crazy. Yeah, make you look like a thief through doing magic workings here. Someone was trying to make you look bad, like a thief. Maybe that they're trying to say that you're a fake spiritualist. That's what's coming through here. Like they're trying to accuse you of, like, let's say you're a card reader, right? Or someone that practices hedge witchery or other types of, I make flower essences for people, right? So just things like that, practicing your spiritual practice, doing what you can to show that to the community. Like me, you might have a channel, you might read cards for people, you might charge people for spell work, like money spells, good fortune spells, love spells, attracting love, right? Someone's been trying to say that you're fraud and that you're ripping people off and that you're stealing their money, and that you may even be practicing magic against the community. They're doing this to hurt your love life and make you look bad to a love interest, to an air sign, possibly an ice king. They're doing this to make you look bad in this person's eyes. But the truth is that you're a starseed, and the fact that this has even happened in your life has only made you more connected to your own strength. There have been similar themes coming out like this in the last month, I would say, on this channel. So what this person did to work against you, to block your fortune, to slander your name, to make you unhappy at home, ultimately what it did is show you what you're made of. It reminds me of in Jurassic Park, when I can't remember the name of the dinosaurs that are like, they preceded birds. So they were like a group or a flock almost, but they're dinosaurs, right? They're super, super smart. It's in the first one for sure, because I remember the scene where they get into that main room of the museum or whatever, or there's like 4 or 5 of these dinosaurs, and they're so smart that every time that they're so good at problem solving that every time the people avoid them, it's like it makes them stronger, because they've now learned that was a hole in their approach. So each time they're going after their prey, they're getting smarter because they're learning about the obstacles and tailoring their hunting approach to accommodate the obstacles. I hope this is making sense. So that's what it's done for you. This person exercising all of this like smear campaign, toxicity, trying to interfere with you, all it's done is make you look better, make them look crazy, honed your skills because you are a spiritualist. You're not a fake spiritualist, right? It's made your skills better. It's made your like doors of perception at sight through clearer, right? Okay, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm kind of stumbling over my words. It just made you a stronger contender. It's the same in Kill Bill when he's having that conversation with Daryl Hannah, and he's like, this rival that you've been up against, hunting her down, she was a master swords person, right? And so now that she's gone, do you feel victory or do you feel regret? And Daryl Hannah says she feels regret because ultimately this person was a really strong warrior. Okay, that's what this battle has done. It's just made you stronger. I know I've really driven that point home now, but that's what it is. That's what's good here. That's what's been happening. So now we'll pull some cards to just maybe see about where the energy is heading. This person might have been telling you, telling this Ice King that you were practicing love spells against him. And you are not doing anything like that because that's not who you are. This was a smear campaign, right? They were putting out false information about you being a fake spiritualist or being pretend at what you do. And even that you've been shady towards this masculine here. When actually what it shows here is a person in the upright, very ethical, very strong in character. That's you. You're a starseed, right? That's what starseeds are. They're strong in character. They don't see the benefit. They're annoyed by these types of human psyche games, right? They don't understand them. It's kind of petty, manipulative type stuff. It's very low vibe. Because they're the thief, right? They're the ones that are resorting to this kind of shady shit. And you got stronger at protecting yourself. So it was ultimately to your benefit, even though it probably felt like a lot of fuck shit. You had to keep fighting off. Yeah, this is who you really are. You are someone who is a feminine energy, very connected to your heart, wise in the world of the heart, wise in the water element, wise in the emotional landscape of the heart. This person has been sending evil eye and trying to convince other people that you're this dark witch or a fake, right? Or that you've been stealing and doing love spells on this masculine, and that's why maybe, I don't know why. It's because this person maybe wants this masculine for some reason not to be with you, either because they want to be with them or for some other reason. It hasn't really come out yet. You may have felt vulnerable about, this person's working because it has penetrated and gotten through and impacted you at points. You may have felt unsure about where it was coming from or whether your safety was truly being impacted or not. It's the Chariot in reverse in the vulnerability position. So you might have been worried at points, like, what's this person really capable of? Are they actually tampering with my vehicle? Or what? That's kind of what I'm seeing here. In your mind, this person has become like a devil. This person and that's what that's what a covert narcissist starts to feel like, is like a devil, right? Especially when they may seem to have other people fooled. Like, no, that person's so great and so sweet and like, nah, They're like a snake in the grass, right? And that's what that's become very clear to you. about this person. But again, your strength is that you've realized who is your community, who are the people that you want to be working with. That's where your strength is that you've learned how to sort through the bullshit. You've learned how to separate the wheat from the chaff, or as they say, or you've learned how to have the discernment to recognize, even just based on looking at someone and feeling into their energy a little bit, whether they're going to be a good impact in your life or one that you need to steer clear of because they're not in good energy. It's really honed your vision, your third eye vision. They've been doing things to try to kill your hope as well and disconnect you from your power. That's where your shadow aspect has you doubting at points. Like, you're a starseed and this is the star in reverse. They've been attacking your confidence. So maybe attacking your solar plexus and your sacral chakra and attacking your sense of hope. They're sending you a lot of conflict and like maybe like attacking those chakras or attacking your sense of beauty or attacking your sense of personal goodness, right? And making you feel like you're going to be abandoned and left out in the cold. So not only has this person been convincing this masculine that you're working against them and doing a smear campaign against you, they're also attacking you directly by doing things to hurt your confidence, either by attacking your chakra system or by doing beauty spells or glamour spells. It could also be glamour spells against the people around you so that people are treating you with suspicion. You may have noticed that people that typically wouldn't be weird towards you or acting weird, that's this person's working. That's this person that's, what they're accusing you of is exactly what they're doing. That's straight up narcissism. It's because they're trying to block this love. I've been wondering what it's about. If it's about something other than love, well, here it is. It's about love and friendship with this Two of Cups, where the energy is heading. Tell me more about where the energy is heading. Because here's that. Now I'm hearing, don't call it a comeback. I'm totally hearing, Mama said knock you out. So there's something like this person that was doing this is about to get a TKO. Okay. Spiritually, at least, right? That's too funny. Too funny. Too funny. The Lovers on the split, dude. This person's working was all for nothing. There was another reading that I did. It's been about a month ago now. It might connect to this. It might be the same message. The workings that this person or this group did only made this couple stronger. This couple's going to come together. It didn't prevent it. It didn't prevent it. The Lovers and the Two of Cups. It's right there. They paid someone to do work against you, to smear you, and to spread rumors. This is now in repeat. This is what's going on. I asked for clarification about this Two of Cups, and that's what came out. So they may still be trying to do this. They may be actively in the process of doing it right now. Sending you conflict energy, sending you evil eye, trying to convince people, no, she really is, or he really is, right? Like they're still trying it, basically, is what's happening. They're not succeeding, but they're still trying. It's a judgment day for them. They are not going to, it's like they might actually get caught in the act, like literally caught in the process of doing something fake. They might get caught either by this masculine or by somebody else. Their fate is changing. Just, all of this is going to be going through a major shift here into like, maybe you've been down on the bottom of the wheel because some of this person's work was getting through. Well, like I just keep saying, don't call it a comeback, right? I mean, you're fucking coming back and coming back swinging and on to your new life. You're not even giving a fuck about this person. That's why it's not even a comeback, because to you, it's just like, I'm just getting back to business here. Like, whatever little speed bump you tried to throw in my path, guess what? It's not a comeback, because I never fucking went anywhere. You just maybe slowed me down briefly, but then ultimately empowered me and strengthened me because I figured your fuck shit out, and now I'm on top, bitch. Right? Like, that's what's happening here. It's really a good reading. I'm into it. I'm enjoying it, in case it's not obvious. I am enjoying the reading. Who's this person? This Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. What were they? They were trying to use the power of gossip against you. There might be gossip that you're still going to have to deal with if you and this person get together. People are going to be talking about it. That's probably another thing to be aware of. But let's just see. This person's going through a major change in their fortune. And they're not going to like it because they've accrued a lot of bad karma here by doing this. I'm gonna knock you out. Mama said knock you out. Karma, what did I just say? This is not gonna be a fun journey for them because the tables are turning and they're about to face a judgment day. And they're gonna be getting their karma. That is so weird. What the fuck? This is like a synchronicity for me because I've been kind of interested. I've been kind of interested in getting a little Gucci waist bag, like a belt bag, a used one, not a new one. But I've been kind of just keeping an eye out for one. Like one, I don't care if it's kind of beat up. I just want one. It's like a signature piece that I want to have. Well, this little kid in this karmic rainstorm has a Gucci backpack. I'm not in this karmic darkness, though. I'm actually feeling really good, but it's just like I don't know, you might be interested in fashion. Like, I don't know, here's this puppy with this person. Like, they're not liking it. They're not loving life here. I don't know that's just an interesting synchronicity. I don't know. Yeah, this is not gonna, they tried to stop this. It's not going to happen. Someone's going to text you that they miss you. And that they feel guilty. Some of the spell work might have worked on them as well. They might have believed this for a while, right? They might have thought that you were working against them and they believed these rumors, possibly. So you're going to have to take a pause. When this person comes through, it might be to your benefit to kind of just pause for a minute. I don't know. Yeah, he's right here, this masculine, this Ice King. This might have happened, this person might have been trying to smear your work reputation. It might have impacted this masculine's career. This might have happened at a workplace. Career is here, though. Yeah. Counseling. Someone maybe is going to need to get legal advice here about what all has happened. This might be something that's like actionable. It also could just mean this is a judgment day again for this person, where the energy is headed as a judgment day. Maybe they're going to need counseling. if they've been engaging in this level of like smear campaign and slander and all that, they do need help. You know, you need help. If that's all you can think about is taking someone else down, you need help. You need to heal. What should you know? What else should you know about this situation? What else do you need to know about this? What else should you be aware of in this situation? They might also have been practicing against you. I think I said that already, but they might be paying a practitioner to work against you, because this Ace of Wands in reverse, right next to this King of Wands in reverse, and a Page of Swords in reverse, like that's a lot of dark arrows being sent your way, okay? But don't worry about it, because there's a Judgment Day happening. Heartbeat at the bottom of the deck. That's you. You're all connected to your heart, Queen of Cups. This is you again. This is your strength, is that you've stayed connected to your heart. You didn't get into this kind of shady practice here. Your realness is rare. Boom. That's that. Triangulation is impacting this relationship. So we kind of got to the bottom of that this was a love triangle, and that this person really pulled out all the stops to fuck with you. They did a lot of really horrible stuff to smear your reputation, to make you look really bad in the eyes of this masculine, and they may have succeeded for a while, and this masculine feels badly for believing what this person was doing or allowing this person to come between you. I'm not sure. There might also be, for some of you, this karmic person, the third party might actually feel guilty. It could be not everybody's a narcissist, or maybe they are, but they are only have tendencies or something, right? Don't cast your pearls before swine. So don't indulge this person in any way. Like if this person reaches out to you directly themselves to try to, you know, I'm kind of picking up that someone might come forward and try to offer you up some kind of a story that makes them look not as bad to you, but really this was what was actually going on. So just don't waste your time engaging with this person who's been doing this. The universal story or myth that's playing is a jealous third party. That's as old as time. Things are going from chaos to order. So all of the workings that this person did, they're approaching their Judgment Day, and you don't need to do anything other than this is major confirmation for you that you've maintained the high ground here. You didn't stoop to this person's level. Yeah, you're going to have this conversation with this masculine. You can keep your hope alive. This person was really trying to impact your hope and your sense of confidence. This is saying there's no need. This person sending all of these dark arrows at you has failed. You're almost to the end of this process. That's the other thing you need to know. What's an animal spirit that's going to be good to emulate here? Advice about how to kind of comport yourself, or how to take care of, so that you're not making any of this any worse, for example, right? Like just to keep looking out for yourself. What are some good animal energies? Squirrel at the bottom of the deck. Balance, accumulation, preservation, expenditure, cheerfulness, carelessness, drive, instinct, motivation. So just be a busy little squirrel. Keep your good-natured, working self active, right? Just keep going about your business and maintaining for yourself. Spider, you can also become somebody's adversary. So it's okay to know your power. Reevaluation, mystery, growth, empowerment, responsibility, patience, progression, accomplishment, and complexity. Yeah, boom. Love it. That's good advice. It's good advice when dealing with someone like this, is being in touch with your own shadow, right? Made you a better warrior against this kind of attack, this person's behavior. It's okay to embrace that, right? A Queen of Cups it's okay to embrace the part of you that has a stinger, right? You don't always have to be good and kind and when someone's attacking you like this, right? That's been a lesson for you. These people underestimated you, and the lesson I feel like is that you maybe underestimated yourself. You may not have realized that you have the power to overthrow a person like this in your life, and you may not have realized that, or you may have felt uneasy or apprehensive about exercising some of that power. What is the guilt here? What is this guilty person's thoughts? That's what I'm asking now. What is the guilt card about? Who feels guilty? And what would they say? What's their hidden truth? I will wait for a sign from you. So it might be this masculine. They might be afraid to approach you. My life is not as together as it seems. They might still be coming out of some of this chaos with this person. I wish I had treated you better. That's what they feel guilty about. They may have believed this person's smear campaign at one point and were cold or didn't treat you well or believed it or even participated to some extent. It's going to be different for everybody. I feel you leaving me behind. They're worried that you're not going to be able to forgive them. They feel guilty that they bought into this. They feel guilty that they went along with it or that they didn't set a harder limit with this third party. It's impacted their life. Their life is not as together as it seems. They want a sign from you maybe that you're going to hear them out or that you're not mad or whatever, right? Couple more. I'm becoming a better person. So they're working on themselves. They've also learned a valuable lesson from this situation. We were too young. So there might have been something to your relationship that made them doubtful originally that it could work. What else do you need to know? Where are things headed for you, Starseed? Queen of Cups. Your fortune is changing radically. What can you anticipate happening for yourself? The Explorer, you're about to go on some adventures. It's an old garden rose. The Amy Vibert rose. So you're about to have some adventures and explore maybe the heart or maybe literal travel. Like you may not, that vulnerability, maybe you felt trapped and now you're going to be in motion again, moving and traveling and feeling more free to move about safely and less on your guard all the time. The Warrior, yeah. The Maréchal Niel rose is also an old garden rose. So you're going to not have to fight so hard. This came in the reverse, but you're also, it taught you that you are a warrior. It taught you what you're made of. That you can also be an adversary. That you can throw down if you have to, right? And the Companion, there's love coming for you. It's the Provence rose. Oh my gosh, I want to go to Provence so bad and work with these garden roses that they grow in Provence. The Companion, you have love coming in and adventure coming in with a love, possibly with this masculine, although you might need to clear the air, right? He has some things he wants to tell you. And now finally, what are some final messages from Colette Baron Reed here? And then I'll call this reading good for the day. What are some final messages for you? What do you need to know about this whole situation? This person failed. They're about to get their karma. They might have tried to put their... That's what that Gucci backpack thing is. They might have tried to put... Oh my God, I love it. Thank you, Spirit. They tried to transfer their karma to you. They might have started realizing that this isn't working and that they weren't going to succeed. And they might have gone to some desperate measures to try to get you to have to carry out their karma or live out their karma, like destiny swap. Okay, that's what I was looking for. They might have gotten so desperate at some point that they tried to destiny swap with you and give you all their bad karma while they walk off with the prize. Well, it didn't work. It's a judgment day. There's a major reversal of fortune for this person that's here. Basically, it's happening now. Like, it's not in the distant future. It's now is what's happening. So these are final words for you. Things you should know as we close out. They all came in the reverse, which is interesting. Card number 9. This person might have a couple last tricks that they're going to try to pull off here, but they're not going to succeed. They're just going to make it worse for themselves. Poverty consciousness and a sense of not enough cast a shadow on your path. This is where they had you really doubting yourself, that star in reverse, not believing in your own beauty and your own divine nature, right? Your own starseed qualities. These ideas and core beliefs come with a high cost. Do you really want to proclaim yourself a victim of disappointment and failed expectations? Are you avoiding success because you will grow so tall that others will want to cut you down? Ooh, that's interesting. So you might be trying to keep too low of a profile because of all this, and that's part of the plot, right? That's part of the plan, is to get you playing small when you're not supposed to be playing small. So that's important to know. If you're having those kinds of feelings and they're lingering, it's because of this person's attacks. Is it possible that you're caught in a fear that you will lose what you have acquired, so you hold on so tight that you miss the opportunity to expand? Oh, that goes back to what we were talking about before. Like, clinging to my old way was preventing new energy from coming into my life. And the more that I've let go, the more I see that, because I feel all this infusion of fresh optimism and possibility, because I've finally been willing to let go of that old way instead of cling. You're challenged to change the way you see the world and move from a perception of limitation to a perception of abundance. Take a risk, for you have nothing to lose except your confinement in a prison of your own making. Open the door and find the abundance waiting for you to claim it. Amazing. You're about to claim it. It's on its way to you. Card 7, to the sea in the reverse. When external conditions appear to block every attempt to move forward, there is no hidden message for you to decipher. Like the ocean, the tides of experience ebb and flow. You are in a natural cycle, so know that things will flow again in due course. There is no cause for alarm. Yeah, your fortune is already in the motion of changing from this blocked energy into everything opening up. Stop resisting and fighting against the situation and learn to flow. Even when the tide is going out, relax and trust in the abundance that will soon be within your reach again. Yeah, that person's work was having an impact on your trust and your confidence. An ancient mariner's saying applies to you now. When fishermen cannot go to sea, they stay home and repair their nets. And then finally, mending, card 52 in the reverse. Very last card in the deck, which is interesting. And it came in the reverse. It's like, it strikes me as the beginning and ending of a cycle, because these two cards are very early in the deck, and then this is the final deck card. And this is a final message for you. Heartbreak is a strange healer of souls. Our grief strips away our masks and loosens our tight hold on our separateness, where we view ourselves as I and the world as it. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And this is what happened for you. This is where you got stronger because of this person's attacks and you having to go it alone. What I'm feeling and channeling is how heartbroken you were when this masculine seemed to choose them or stay with them or even hate you. I remember going through a very similar process, okay, because I'm on a similar journey. And I remember going through a point of just total heartbreak and sorrow because I was like, I feel like he hates me. Like I can feel this hatred coming at me and I have no idea why. Like, why does this person hate me? Is it because I make them feel out of control of their emotions? Like I really couldn't figure it out. I just could feel this person's hatred. And I was just devastated and crushed because I love that person, right? And so to think that they hate me was terrible. But what choice did I have but to accept it? That's what I feel like this is speaking to. You had no choice but to be like, well, I'm on my own. I've got to face this alone, cry my tears, pick myself up, move forward, pursue my own mission in life again, right? That's what you had to do on your own. I'm going to reread that sentence. Loss allows us to see ourselves as part of a larger scheme, opening us up to sympathy, empathy, and dependence on others in the moment when we can't hold ourselves together. And it leads us to become one with the greater whole again. Pain and suffering is part of life, and none of us will be immune to it. Can you view this loss, this pain, this dissonance as a way back to source? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. Well, you're a Queen of Cups, so that's in your nature, totally. You will never be left behind. What that person wanted you to feel, the Five of Pentacles. This is, they're working. This is exposing this, okay? So if you didn't know, now you know. If you, part of your lack of confidence or your self-doubt was coming from this person's dark arrows, okay? Let your sorrow break your heart wide open. You will never be left behind. You are loved, now more than ever, by Spirit who does not want you to feel alone. One day you will look back and know this truth. And that's going to be important when this person comes forward and brings you their apology. It's going to be important to let your heart be open and hear that person out so that you can make an informed decision. If you get all in the, don't call it a comeback, and you've got this whole LL persona on when this masculine comes forward and it decides to be vulnerable, you've got to be careful to let your guard down and be in that Queen of Cups energy yourself. I'm not saying everybody's got free will. I'm not talking about whether you decide to be with this person or not. You just don't want to deprive yourself of their words. You want to have an open heart when they come to you and talk to you about it, right? So that is going to do it for this reading. Thank you for being here, and I hope you'll come back for more. And if you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. Anything on this channel that you feel drawn to. And I will see you in the next one. Oof.